Hey, Wellmbone World Entertainment, and a very interesting story is now starting to do the rounds regarding Warner Brothers Discovery looking to sell, apparently, to NBC Universal. They're not just looking to sell though, apparently they're using Superman Legacy and Joker to boost up the numbers to try and actually persuade, I guess, Universal into buying. So there's a couple of different articles about this. One of them is about the confirmation of the scoop that Superman was being set up to for make the sale or whatever. But we'll have a look at this one first, because this one is crazy regarding what they say about the Joker. So here's the headline. This is on comicbookmovie.com. The headline is: Warner Brother gave Joker Folie à Deux a $200 million budget, aimed reports that CEO David Zaslav is looking to sell the studio. And over on Cosmic Books News, their headline is: Scoop confirmed Gunn's Superman set up to sell Warner Brothers Discovery to NBC Universal. The crazy part about this is they seem to be investing massive amounts of money into the hopes that it will make Universal want to purchase the studio, which, okay, I don't know how that works, especially if these movies fail. The fact as well that the first Joker was made for $60 million and it brought in over $1 billion, which Warner Brothers didn't get a penny off because they just handed it off to other studios. That's right, Warner Brothers actually gave Joker to other studios to actually put out in the cinema. They were like, yeah, this thing's just, it's not going to work, it's going to fail. Here, you do with it what you want. And it ended up making over $1.5 billion. And Warner Brothers must be sitting there going, well, shit. And now we're being told they've put a budget of $200 million on this. And apparently some of that budget is a $12 million payday for Lady Gaga. But let's have a look at the actual article, or at least some of it, on both of these. So we'll start with the comicbookmovie.com one. So Variety has published a rather interesting piece on the deals Warner Brothers Discovery has been making in recent months, particularly with Tom Cruise and other notable upcoming projects. Because yes, they've signed this multi-picture deal with Tom Cruise to not for him just to produce movies but star in movies for them. The gist of the article is that these were all moves made by Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav, who is looking to sell the company in April. So that's the other interesting part about this. So per Variety, here's what they say. In April, Warner Brothers Discovery can entertain offers to buy, sell, or merge with a studio like NBC Universal, as many on the lot believe will happen. That's when the 2-year lockup period expires as part of the 2022 deal that united Warner Brothers Media and Discovery. All of the recent moves, from a first look pack with Margot Robbie's Lucky Chap to the quest to land Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer follow-up, are akin to painting a house before it hits the market. In contrast, some of the moves have been eyebrow-raising, according to anonymous rival studios. Said one anonymous source, the strategy at Warner Brothers right now, and the reason they made some of these big star deals, is they're basically playing with other people's money. They're shopping for Quentin or Cruise with the notion they can use it as a shiny object that is going to be addictive when Zaslav sells the company. So then we get into this part that says, interestingly, the article reveals some interesting tidbits, such as the fact that Joker Folie à Deux has a 200 million production budget as opposed to the first film's $60 million budget. Now, the thing that is ridiculous on Warner Brothers' part for putting that much money into Joker 2 is Joker 2 is going to be extremely different to the first one. Why? Because it's a musical. How many people have they seen when that was announced go, oh God, why would you do that? Once you saw that kind of reaction, you don't turn around and still hand out 200 million. At most, Joker 2 should have been made for 75. That's it. That's the maximum I'd have spent on it. So, why in God's name would you spend 200 million on what essentially is going to be an experiment? Oh, it's crazy. But we'll have a look now at the Cosmic Book News article. So, we read the headline. It says, Gunn's new Superman and DC universe is likely one of Zaslav's shiny object to sell. So, and what they mean by is use that to sell the whole company. So, now Variety confirms this is the guy kind of speaking about himself. So, this article comes from a guy called Matt McGullen. So, it's him saying this. So, now Variety confirms my scoop that Warner Brothers Discovery could be sold to NBC Universal, which would include James Gunn's new DCU. My insiders first told me it was a possibility of happening back in 2022 and again filled me in last year. This past October saw THR confirm what I'd said, and now Variety adds further confirmation regarding the recent reports that Zaslav was considering merging Warner Brothers Discovery with Paramount. It's my understanding that was never going to happen. It appears as if Zaslav was making a strategic move in an attempt to gain leverage over potential suitors of Warner Brothers Discovery. Of course, that being NBC Universal, partner company is Comcast. So we all kind of said that when they were saying about merging with Paramount, was that you saw both sides announcing things. So Paramount starts saying, oh, we've new Star Trek stuff in movies in the works. There was like 3 or 4 Star Trek movies they said. That was to try and get investors and stuff to raise the price of Paramount, which hasn't worked either. Paramount is still failing horrible. I think they are looking to merge with, they were actually said to be merging with Universal, but I think there's someone else, I can't remember. And clearly Warner Brothers did the same thing. So here's some of the tweets that was put out. So Our Movie News tweeted, can someone please give me some information about the potential sale of Warner Brothers Discovery next year? Cosmic Book responded saying, was told hopefully Universal Comcast in a couple of years. Another person tweeted then, I've heard it's a rumor but not confirmed. Do you know if it's a done deal? I don't want them sold to Universal. Comcast, not Comcast. Cosmic Book comes back and says, not a done deal. We was first told about it at the 2022 Comic Con. Then again this year was told Zaslav wants to sell hopefully to Universal. Was told Zaslav hopes Universal breaks up the sale so he can retain control of Discovery. And that's strange and interesting. Then Comcast puts out the real ending of The Flash featured Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne, Batman trapped in time, which would have led to his own Batman movie, as well as Man of Steel 2, Batman Beyond, and lots more. I'm also told David Zaslav demanded Gunn wipe out the DC slate and reboot the cheaper talent, and also that Zaslav has plans to sell Warner Brothers, blah blah blah. That's a bit strange actually, that he wanted them to wipe out the DC slate so they could bring in cheaper actors, while at the same time he's just given a movie that the first one was made for $60 million $200 million. And it's a musical that has everyone on edge and apprehensive about it. It's getting very strange. And look, the whole thing with Warner Brothers before Zaslav is they were hemorrhaging money on stupid things. Like $250 million to J.J. Abrams for him to produce a ton of crap, and he hasn't given them anything. He gave them one show that they said no to. They were like, yeah, no. That's it. In the entire time, $500 million, and he's given them nothing. Zero. Zilch. It's like, you haven't got that money back. That money's now gone. It's in his pocket. And he's laughing all the way to the bank. And now the company is in the position that it's going to have to either sell or merge. And I know the other article said the thing they might buy, have offers to buy. I don't know why they would buy anything. But it's not looking like things are going to plan for Warner Brothers Discovery. You know, Zaslav coming in looked like that was meant to be the beginning of a fixing period, and it clearly hasn't worked. Didn't help that they still had to put out 4 movies for DCEU that just as soon as James Gunn said Cavill is gone, those movies were done. They were done. They were never going to make their money back. The amount of money that was put into them for the constant reshoots, especially The Flash and Aquaman, you were never recouping that money. And now they're putting $200 million into Joker 2. That's a musical. I think it was like $500 million or something they gave Tom Cruise and his production company to come over. Don't know what the price was they gave Margot Robbie for her production company to come over. I don't know. I just don't see them landing anything. And then of course, if it does sell and this does happen, what's going to happen with Dune? You know, we know Dune 2 is about to drop next month, but the part 3 is already starting to be teased. What happens if they sell it? What if Universal don't want to invest that much money? Half of these companies only want to merge and stuff because they're looking for franchises. You know, that's the crazy thing. And Warner Brothers franchise was DC, but the whole comic book thing is done. Let's face facts, it's done. No one's interested anymore. They just want it to go away at this stage. I mean, apparently the Batman 2, the script hasn't even started being written yet. That's ridiculous. This thing should have been filming already. And from what we're hearing, they don't even have a script yet. But Zaslav apparently said, right, get rid of Cavill, Affleck, all of them, Gal Gadot, all of them. We want a clean slate for DC so we can have cheaper people, while at the same time going to use James Gunn's DCU to try and sell the company. You probably would have had a better chance selling Superman when Superman was Henry Cavill and Batman when that was Affleck. Interesting times. Let's keep our eyes and ears open for this one to see what comes of it. But with that, I'll leave it there for this one. So cheers. I'll catch you in the next one.